The fire at that Philadelphia refinery last week that we told you about on Friday was extinguished over the weekend. Now that the blaze is out, the investigation into the cause is set to begin. And right now, many questions remain unanswered. Brian Sullivan traveled to that facility, which is the largest on the East Coast.
The fireball, 4 a.m. Friday morning here at the Philadelphia Energy Solutions Refinery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, could be seen from space and was felt miles away. But luckily, the worst was avoided from a human perspective. Only a couple of workers were injured. They were treated on scene despite the blast, which was simply incredible to behold. You can see in our background there the burned out hulks of one of the refining units. That what was burning on Friday morning. The fire was put out over the weekend. That cause still being investigated. At least 3 different federal agencies as well as local officials will be involved in that investigation. What the current status of this refining plant, the largest on the East Coast, is unknown. The company has been tight-lipped about exactly how much gasoline and other products are currently being refined. But there was a separate fire 2 weeks ago which shut down one of the complexes. This is actually 2 separate refineries in one. That refinery is supposed to come back online last Friday, the day that this refinery actually exploded. The status of that refinery and both are currently not known. What we do know is this: the worst of the human toll was avoided. This is one of the largest refineries in the United States that still uses hydrogen fluoride, a toxic and often deadly chemical used in the mixing of gasoline. A Clean Energy Fund lawyer explains what could have happened had hydrogen fluoride been released from the explosion.
Philadelphia itself is in the worst position in the country with the most number of people living close to a hydrogen fluoride using refinery. This refinery is right next to residential neighborhoods throughout South Philadelphia and Southwest Philadelphia. If it had hit those homes, those neighborhoods, those people would, first of all, be burned and they could die very quickly. It's a horrible scenario.
Thankfully, that did not happen. But now the toll turns to the economic side. This refinery, 27% of all mid-Atlantic gasoline supplies. For now, other refineries will be able to make up that lack of supply. However, the longer this factory is offline, the tighter that supplies could get and the higher prices could go. Some estimates say that it could take more than a year and possibly more than $100 million to get this refinery, the oldest operating refinery in America, back online. And that is if they ultimately have the money, because they will not be refining anything here on any large scale, at least through the summer. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Brian Sullivan, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.